we use more water flushing toilets than bathing or cooking or washing our hands or our dishes or our clothes? I know that's kind of gross, right? I saw someone be like, ugh, that's gross.
I like it.
So what I want to ask you is, what else can we add here? Here we learned about causes of droughts are high pressure systems, farms, cities. We learned that with this source. What did we learn with this one? What else can we add? Go for it, Marley. H2O doing what? Flushing their toilets. So let's go ahead and add to our notes. I don't know where my marker is. Here's one. All right, I'm gonna add humans. Use a lot of H2O, and I'm going to put flushing. Humans use a lot of H2O flushing. What you just did as readers and thinkers about informational text is you took two sources and you got information from one source and then you took another source and synthesized that information together. So now that we've read two things about our topic, we have more notes about our topic because we were able to take two sources and blend that information together. This added to what we already knew. It didn't change what we knew, but it added to what we already knew. Today, while you're reading, your first part of reading workshop, remember, is going to be your informational text. You've already made some decisions about what you want to research about the Revolutionary War. And you already have kind of thought about some of those subtopics and what those subtopics are going to be. Today, I don't need you to take notes, but I need you to begin synthesizing information. I need you to begin thinking about what you learned from one source and how another source either added to what you knew or changed what you thought. That's the task as you begin to read more and more about your topic. After 10 minutes, we'll do our switch over to choice reading. But remember, for the first 10 minutes, we are going to focus on our research topics, okay? All right, head on and get settled. Yes, ma'am?
When I start to read the book, can you come to me?
Yes. Do you have something important you need to show me? Okay, I would love to. Is it going to be a bad book that I'm not going to like?
It's okay. No, it's just, I really didn't understand it. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. I'd love to think about that.
Read your
Yeah, it's informational text. Are you going to read about your Revolutionary War topic, though? You did? So is there another book that you can pick up that you might have another source that you can do what we practiced today of synthesizing information? Maybe at the library. Okay, so you don't think there's any back there in the classroom that you could make another choice? Okay, so then that's what our goal for you needs to be, to get you to the library so that you can find a book and begin adding to what you already know about your Revolutionary War topic. Okay.
Do we have to do it specifically on our topic?
I would like you to.
There's no books on what I'm doing.
So you need a library visit too. Okay, so I think what I might be hearing is we need to have a small group of kids who need to maybe go to the library and find books on your topics.
I do.
Okay, well here's what's gonna happen. Because you know during reading time I want you to read. I want you to do that and you can read on this topic or that topic, but we can have maybe a small group in the morning tomorrow go down and see if there's any other topics, and we might even be able to borrow from other teachers or something like that, okay? All right, excellent. All right. I'm trying to get my brain straight. Okay, because obviously
And spies warned Gage that the colonists were gathering weapons to fight the British, and it was like all secret. And I learned that.
So we knew a little bit about him trying to get not let the colonists collect weapons. But we were both like, oh, we didn't realize that this was all like a big secret. So we had to synthesize what we already knew to the new information that we learned. Presley, you're distracting our circle, so if you could sit, please, and listen to the people around you, I would appreciate that. Thank you. The other thing you learned, remember you told me, I knew that they were called redcoats, but I didn't know that they were called lobsterbacks. So you took some information that you already knew about the British soldiers and added new information to it about being called lobsterbacks. Thank you for sharing. Shay, would you like to talk about what happened with us when we were reading today?
Well, I picked up this book because I thought it would be interesting, and it's about Thomas Jefferson and John Adams. I knew a little bit about Thomas Jefferson, but not John Adams, and I learned a little bit about John Adams, that he stayed in Boston when he worked, and then Thomas Jefferson, he sent his tobacco downriver to the market, but he could only sell it to England, whatever the price was.
So Shay and I were like, okay, we think we might have heard before that Thomas Jefferson grew tobacco, but it was new information to us that he sent it down the river to be sold in England, and that's the only place we could sell it. So we took what we already knew about Thomas Jefferson, and we added to it, Madden, some new information about Thomas Jefferson, and we synthesized that information. Carly, do you want to talk about what happened with us today? Carly synthesized, we both did, because it took us a long time to come to meaning about what was going on with this book. But it was with literary text instead of informational text. So what did you already know?
I already knew that the father and Peter left the pet fox, and they left it in the woods, and they drove away,
and then we got confused. And Carly said, hey, will you come over and read with me and help me figure out what's going on in this book, because I can't figure it out. Because the father, the chapter before, had just taken the little boy to set the fox loose. And then we had to read and read and read until we figured out what new information. What? Tell him.
that the father was in war.
That the father had gone to war. And we couldn't figure out they were talking about the dad like he had died, and they were looking at pictures of him, and we couldn't figure out, so we just had to keep reading and reading and reading, and with literary text, we had to take what we knew about this dad, add this new information, put it together, and come away with a new understanding that the dad had gone to war. Took us a while to figure it out, though, and I'm glad that we did, that we stuck with it and had the stamina to keep going and figure it out, because I think it's going to turn out to be a really good book. Don't you think? Okay. All right, Noah, what would you like to talk about? Before you start, I need for the people around you to be sitting up and attending to the people who are talking in the classroom, please.
Well, first I have some information to add on to Kaylin's book.
Okay.
I know also that the redcoats were also called bloodybacks to annoy them, because they were bright red. They would call them bloodybacks.
Okay, this is the coolest thing that's ever happened in a long time for me in my teaching life. So we have this information about redbacks. We learned lobsterbacks.
Those redcoats.
Redcoats, thank you. Then we heard lobsterbacks, and because you were listening to the information, you just now gave us new information we could synthesize. So we got it from talking, listening, and reading. So now we even have bloodybacks because of their red coats. Very interesting.
And I learned that polyonium was used in MRI machines and makes a magnetic field stronger.
Can I say something? I want to talk to you and everyone